A wave of challenges is unfolding across our planet's oceans, from rising temperatures and overfishing to pollution threatening food security and the livelihood of coastal communities. Nelson Mandela University's Ocean Science Campus, launched in 2017, is dedicated to meeting these challenges head-on. Through cutting-edge research, education and partnerships, the campus works to support development within the blue economy, nationally and across the African continent. This campus serves as a multi-purpose hub and is made up of 5 research chairs that form part of the National Research Foundation NRF in the South African Research Chairs Initiative, each uniquely contributing to ocean sciences.
My research group, because there's a group of us, I've got a team of about 20 people locally, and that's expanded internationally into about 64 people. So that's students, postgraduates, and researchers. Big team. And we focus essentially on understanding how the oceans work. So this includes the physics, the biogeochemistry, the plankton, which get divided up into phytoplankton and zooplankton, the grass and the moo cows, as I always say to students, and then the various trophic levels with the fisheries at the top of it. We focus on the Western Indian Ocean because this is an area that is reaching almost a crisis because of climate change. So we've got climate change happening in the background, and we've got an Indian Ocean, in particular Western Indian Ocean next to Africa, that's beginning to warm up very fast.
Alongside these research chairs, the Ocean Science Campus is also home to prominent research and engagement entities.
SCION is a business unit of the National Research Foundation. It's one of the national facilities, and we are mandated to deploy and maintain long-term observatories in all the biomes, ecoregions, and habitats of South Africa. So that is both terrestrial and marine. Yes, so SCION's mandate is, as I mentioned, long-term observations. So we deploy instrumentation into the ocean, in the oceans, underneath the oceans, on the beaches, rocky shores, etc., that collect data over the long term. And the purpose of that is to detect what changes are taking place in our oceans over time, linked either to climate change or anthropogenic changes that are taking place.
The Marine Robotics Unit, based in the engineering faculty, is managed utilizing the ENSA resource, a key engagement entity on campus, and works across all university departments and faculties.
Within marine robotics, we've developed some equipment, and we have a number of students that we try and mentor, and hopefully be able to grow the institution, or as part of the unit into something bigger. So there's quite a big need for what we're currently doing. So it's just making sure that we can match the technology that we're developing with the need that's out there.
With water being a scarce resource in southern Africa, where many aquatic ecosystems are currently on a trajectory toward rapid deterioration, the sustainable use and rehabilitation of water resources is vital. The Shallow Water Ecosystems Chair, led by Professor Janine Adams, is dedicated to tackling these issues.
Our field of study in the Shallow Water Ecosystems Research Chair, we work on coastal habitats, coastal ecosystems, and we work specifically on estuaries. Estuaries are the meeting place of land and sea, and South Africa has about 290 estuaries, so our research works across from science, policy to management. Very exciting field to be in, all about conservation and restoration of estuaries.
I do benthic coastal microbialite research, which is a mouthful, but it's really these microscopic layers that form structures that look something like this. So this is a microbialite. It's a living rock, and it's formed by small photosynthetic organisms that as they grow, they leave this behind. And why this is really important is life's or Earth's earliest ecosystems from about 3.5 billion years ago looked something like this. So most of our shallow seas were formed by microbialites, and we are fortunate on our doorstep at Nelson Mandela University to have living microbialites. So I study what these are, what they mean, and why they are here, and what some of their risks and ecosystem attributes are. So SLIME is the even more complicated acronym of what microbialites are. So these are supertidal, spring-fed, living microbial-like ecosystems, or SLIME for short. So they form just above the influence of the high tide mark. They live in, so this is a dead rock, but when they're alive, they're growing. Spring-fed because groundwater give the chemical conditions that provide these systems, and they're ecosystems because there's a range of biodiversity, including new organisms that we've discovered that are unique to science that form in this community. So holistically, SLIME is what I study.
The Marine Spatial Planning Chair, with Professor Mandy Lombard as the incumbent, focuses on marine conservation assessments and plans and applied research that can be implemented for effective conservation outcomes.
So marine spatial planning is basically like a balancing act. We need to ensure that our oceans are protected and conserved, but at the same time we need to ensure that our economy is thriving and people are able to fish and resources are still being able to use at the same time. So it's a bit of a balance between the two. And that's really important for ensuring the sustainable management of our oceans.
The Marine Apex Predators Research Unit, MAPRU for short, is a research unit that focuses on marine top predators. This research sheds light on the health and dynamics of marine ecosystems, which provides important data that supports conservation planning and ecosystem-based management.
There are a lot of people in MAPRU working in different fields. It can be foraging, it can be conservation. We often put devices on the animals to see where they're going, and that helps to plan marine protected areas for them, understand how they fit in a marine ecosystem, mostly to do conservation, but also to do fundamental science. There are many PhDs and postdocs, and we work all over the world, in the Southern Ocean, in Southern Africa, in South America, in Australia and Tasmania, so very exciting work.
The chair in the Law of the Sea and Development in Africa, held by Professor Patrick Branken, is part of a South African and continent-wide engagement to develop the law of the sea for Africa, playing a pivotal research role in combating organized fishery crimes through Pescal Dulles, an independent research and fishery crime network co-founded by the chair.
The chair is part of a concerted effort at South African level and also continental-wide that is aimed at developing the law of the sea by Africa for Africa. And this is done in a number of ways. So firstly, through an involvement in teaching and learning. The law of the sea is made available as an elective at LB level for fourth-year law students, as well as so they can also complete a treatise. Then you also have that at master's level, and that carries through all the way to doctoral and postdoc level. So here there is a concerted effort at developing young minds that are already trained towards the law of the sea and in the broader sense, ocean sciences as well. The chair has also been involved with specifically developing legal scholarship from an African perspective, because within the wider landscape or seascape, maybe if we should use that term, Africa has played a significant and substantial contribution to the development of the body of law, but this is often missing from the broader picture. So the chair has been very dedicated to ensuring through the development of, for example, writing of books that contribute specifically from an African perspective, what the contribution has been of the continent to the law of the sea. So we see that through his 2011 book and a 2016 book, and also, more importantly, as the chair will wind off later in 2028, a 6-volume book that will, in a sense, be the first of its kind.
So the Fisheries Academy's main focus here and research area is to look at fisheries crime. Now, fisheries crime includes all the serious offences linked throughout the fisheries value chain. Includes items such as corruption, document fraud, human trafficking, forced labor, firearm trafficking. We work directly with law enforcement. One of our main goals is to professionalize the law enforcement sector within fisheries crime. So we try and promote and build law enforcement expertise, not only within South Africa, but within the Southern African development community, to, like I said, create a more professional network of law enforcement officers to fight fisheries crime and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing.
The South African International Maritime Institute, hosted by Nelson Mandela University, links industry, government, and educational institutions. It is a multidisciplinary, multi-stakeholder entity active in all aspects of the maritime sector, including shipping, harbours, manufacturing, construction, law, and marine tourism.
Maritime advocacy requires that we promote the understanding of the use of the ocean, as well as how do people relate to the ocean, whether it is for environmental purposes, economic purposes, and generally for the development of society. In respect of research and innovation, we research on a variety of issues that support the growth of the ocean's economy. Then maritime skills development relates to the capacity of whether it is in-school youth or out-of-school youth, and also people that are already employed, to be able to acquire the skills that are required to support the growth of industry.
The Chair of Ocean Cultures and Heritage, headed by Prof. Rose Boswell, focuses on cultural significance and value of the sea.
Under the Chair of Ocean Cultures and Heritage, we look at the human connection to the sea, how people are connected deeply and intertwined with the sea, whether it be their rituals, cultural practices, so on, how it relates to the sea and the importance of the sea in their lives. Because we work in 5 countries, we go out into the field and we conduct interviews with coastal communities from Port Nolloth in South Africa to Funza, as well as in the other 4 countries. When we go out in the fields, we engage with the communities, do the interviews, hear the stories, and really collect their memories of the ocean, what the ocean means to them, how they are connected, their intangible and tangible feelings with the ocean. And in doing this, we foster empowerment in the communities. We are enabling them to engage on different levels for the indigenous knowledge systems that can be used in different forums, and how this needs to be incorporated into policy and government institutions.
The diverse research conducted at Nelson Mandela University's Ocean Science campus is made possible through the Institute for Coastal Marine Research, CMR. CMR brings together staff and postgraduate students from all 7 faculties of the university, along with research associations, external research entities, and both local and international collaborators.
CMR actually started within the science faculty some time ago and has really evolved. It's still a work in progress, but this Ocean Science campus was somewhat designed because of CMR, because of the work we do, and because of the fact that it's interdisciplinary, that we involve, it's not just belonging to science anymore, it belongs to all the faculties, and we do work that's in social sciences and health sciences, and the Ocean Science campus is able to bring us all together in one space so we can have that interaction. So it's a really important next step in the evolution of both CMR and Nelson Mandela University and our work towards building a larger ocean sciences ecosystem.
The Ocean Science campus features state-of-the-art facilities including the hyperbaric chamber. This was procured by NRF SAON through the Shallow Marine and Coastal Research Infrastructure to improve research and commercial divers' safety in the Eastern Cape. The dive tank is 8 meters deep and holds 173,000 liters of water. The multi-purpose tank is used for diver training, workup dives, calibration of underwater scientific equipment, and testing of new innovative underwater technology. Laboratories. The collaboration between Nelson Mandela University, NRF SAON, and the Shallow Marine and Coastal Research Infrastructure. Lastly, the new Science Centre features the Dome. This dome-shaped amphitheatre is used for teaching, exhibition and meeting spaces. The centre aims to promote science and literacy by encouraging the youth to pursue careers in science and technology and providing hands-on training for science educators.
The centre, it is centered around research, academic excellence, innovation, and re-imaging, communication as well, and re-imaging engagement. This is a space that is designed to bring in different clients. These clients, they range from anything from faculties and also the support divisions within the university. So this space, basically, it is designed for transdisciplinary collaboration across the professionals within the university space. But when we go into the external space where we're looking at the external users, we're looking anything that is in the government space, in the NGOs, your private sector, and the general public.
Through cutting-edge research, innovation, and a commitment to sustainable practices, Nelson Mandela University's Ocean Science Campus aspires to transform our relationship with the ocean by protecting and preserving marine ecosystems while growing Africa's blue economy.